So for this video, I wanted to take a few minutes to go over some very interesting information regarding Tim Sweeney, Epic Games CEO, battling in the Twitterverse once more, praising the PS5's ability to stream data. Along with that, we're going to look into a new Sony first-party studios IP set in space that could be revealed at the upcoming PlayStation 5 event. First, let me know if you think Xbox can make a comeback with their own new first-party IPs next generation. Let's try to keep this civil in the comments and bring some reasoning to your answers. This is a discussion I have with my own friends and I want to have it with you guys here as well. So comment below if you think Xbox can make a comeback games-wise next generation now that they have purchased all of these new studios. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the new Sony first-party IP. It's been a while since Sony has announced a major new first-party game. They've kind of been quiet on announcing new games for a while now. Obviously, we've gotten games like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us Part 2, Days Gone, etc. But all of these games have been announced for some time now. It was just a matter of when are these games going to finally release. Most of these games have released, obviously, with Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima being the last games on the list to release, but apparently there was another game that was meant to come out as well, a first-party game made by Sony Japan Studios. Sony Japan Studios have worked on games like Knack, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian, Astrobot, and the list goes on. So a NeoGAF post that had a lot of detail, which pointed a lot of moments throughout years, discussed an unannounced Sony first-party IP set in space called Rayspace. Supposedly, this game has been in development for quite some time, going as far back as 2014, and it was originally meant to be a PS4 game. The story goes that over the years, there was hype for this game and possible announcements that never came. The NeoGAF poster stresses that this game hasn't been cancelled, otherwise we would have heard of such a big collapse because this game was teased as an ambitious title. Apparently what the poster believes is that this game went through the same transition that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 did, which was that its development moved from PS4 to the PlayStation 5, which we discussed on this channel not too long ago. The poster finally points to a Reset Era user called Catharsis T, who's one of the people behind the Silent Hill rumors that we've been hearing, and who website Gaming Bolt reports has had their information verified before. The poster states that Catharsis T teased another game to be in development at Sony Japan Studios and that it would be revealed soon, which at the time pointed to the now delayed PlayStation 5 event. So now there's a possibility that a new ambitious Sony Japan Studios sci-fi title is set to be announced at the PlayStation 5 event, which adds more excitement to the already levels of excitement I have for this event. But you guys let me know if you're excited for a Sony first-party studios game set in space. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the second story of the video, Tim Sweeney. I honestly feel bad for the guy at this point because he seems to be battling Twitter users left and right every time I hear a story about him ever since the Unreal Engine reveal. The latest story revolves around him once again praising the PS5 of its capability to stream huge chunks of data across the system. It started with a Twitter user tagging him and stating the following: "Hey, Tim Sweeney, what was it that you said about storage speed? The PS5 is far ahead of anything you can buy on PC. PS5, 9 gigabytes per second, LQD 4500, 24 gigabytes per second. This product was announced back in August 2019. It's available now. Seems like PC is about 2.7 times ahead, just for your information." Now, right off the bat, before we get into Tim Sweeney's reply, this was never just about the speed of the SSD. Even Mark Cerny, during the Road to PS5 video, explains that having a fast SSD isn't that much better without removing all the bottlenecks, which they did with the PlayStation 5 to fully harness the speed of the SSD. I'm not sure why this wasn't clear before. Let me know if you guys understood that Mark Cerny was discussing removing the bottlenecks, or did you just think this was just about the SSD? I'm curious. This is an honest question of mine, so let me know down in the comments below. But to continue, Tim's reply to this was, I'm referring to actual speed, not theoretical specs. PS5 can transfer and decompress textures and geometry from storage directly into video memory without CPU decompression and driver abstraction overhead, which makes the overall performance much higher than PC. Then the user replied with, not theoretical, it's PCIe 4.0 times 4 versus PCIe 4.0 times 16, and you were referring specifically to storage, even saying SSDs are going to need to catch up with this. The raw facts is that a PS5 uses PCIe times 4 lanes for the SSD, but PCs have PCIe 4.0 times 16 cards like the LQD 4500, no competition. I want to add a note on this SSD he's referencing. It's funny to see these PC, I gotta call them fanboys at this point, pulling out these overly expensive SSDs when discussing what could be a $500 console. It's really funny to see. But to continue, Tim replied with, into video memory in its native GPU format without driver translation overhead, or are we just pumping a milkshake through a fire hose? Damn! And then finally, the user replied with, I won't argue that Sony has a pipeline to take the data once received from NAND flash and efficiently distribute it to other parts of the system. Sure, great work. I am saying that PCIe Gen 4 times 16 is more than times 4, and PC has had that since 2017. No catching up required. The surprising part for me here is saying, sure, great work, when we're talking about the more important aspect and what Tim has been focused on, which is the ability to move and do something with the data at high speeds. But whatever, I guess, let's buy these overly expensive SSDs that will never reach those theoretical speeds that they have. I think some people are missing the point here when he's referencing the SSD and the capability of the PlayStation 5. But you guys let me know if you think Tim Sweeney should stop battling these Twitter users or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with respect the engine developer. Because at this point, it's gotten ridiculous that Twitter users are going back and forth with it. A full-on engine developer, the creator of Unreal Engine. The back and forth conversations are ridiculous, and if you agree, destroy the comment section with respect the engine developer, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.